Hello and welcome again to Compulsion 2013. In front of me is Peter Cakebread, who has done some amazing things. Not that I'm a fangirl anyway. Peter, why don't you give everyone a quick spiel about what you've done and what things you've been involved in?
Up to now we've Clockwork and Chivalry, which is an alternate 17th century game where the parliamentarians have big clockwork machines and the royalists have alchemical magic, and it's a black powder game. Lots of morally grey factions who are all vying to get one up on the other factions. Generally players though work together for a higher cause, and we've got a big campaign for that, the Kingdom and Commonwealth campaign. And there's a Renaissance rule set which you don't need to play for Clockwork and Chivalry, but for GMs who want to design their own black powder settings, it gives plenty of guidance, be they fantasy, historical, alternate historical. So that's one range we do. Then we have the award-winning Abney Park's Airship Pirates game, which I've just been running.
Oh, excellent.
First thing on a Sunday morning. And it was great, really, really good, and really good that it, yeah, I remembered all the rules. That was the nerve-wracking thing, but yeah, so we played It's a Long Way Down, which was an adventure that has only been run once before, I think, at a convention, which was at Gen Con last year by the C7 crew, and that went really well. And there's a new supplement for that, which is somewhere at the printers at the moment, which is Under the Lamplight. It's all set in Abney Park's, the world of Abney Park, and the lyrics written by Captain Robert, and so it's airship pirates and lots of yeah, steampunk goodness.
You've also been involved in some talks while you've been here as well, if I'm correct.
I have. Have I got to remember which ones?
No. So what brings you to Compulsion, apart from maybe Phil putting a gun to your head? Have you been to Compulsion before? How have you found the convention itself?
I've loved it. It's really good. It was a gun to my head, and that's the only reason I'm here. No, not really. I came last year by coincidence, family holiday, and I saw it as a convention on, and I thought, hey, that would be really cool because it's the end of the holiday. And it just fits in really nicely. Bought the kids, and they loved it too. And they won the Mobile Frame Zero trophy last year, which they still proudly have, and I don't think too many bits have fallen off.
Nice.
And yeah, we had a great time last year coming just to have a look. And yeah, Phil said, would I like to come back and guest? And I have done, and it's been great. We've done talks on writing, talks on espionage, so I can remember some of it. And I think we've got another one about writing for publication this afternoon, and lots of other good things as well, good social things, and the only things I haven't been able to game apart from running this year. But aside from that, it's been great. Yeah.
Awesome. And for those who are interested more in the systems that you've just been talking about, Clockwork Chivalry and airships, pirates. I don't know why that's a tongue twister for me. How about give us kind of brief overview of what systems they use and where they may be able to get copies if they want them?
Oh, absolutely. Copies. We've also got for. I may as well just say as well at this point, we've also got Clockwork and Cthulhu, which is a mythos mod, if you like, for the Clockwork and Chivalry game world. And we've also got Dark Streets, which so I'm not answering you about systems at all, but I will do, which is I'm really excited about. It's just out now, and it's Bow Street Runners versus Mythos, and I'm talking about the early Bow Street Runners. So these are thief takers in 18th century London, and if it wasn't grim enough, there's also Mythos threats out there. And they are the only kind of very amateur police force working out of a small office on Bow Street. And all of the Renaissance powered games are D100. They're adapted from OpenQuest, SRD, but with our own Renaissance is our own take on that, which is particularly developed for black powder. So early modern stuff, anything really from kind of 15th, 16th century up to Napoleonic kind of period. But we've wanted to use it for fantasy and other twists as well, which some new developments which I'll talk about later. Airship Pirates, it's Heresy engine, so the same engine as Victoriana and Dark Harvest, and it's basically dice pools. Roll lots of d6s, hope that you've got lots of good d6s and not too many bad d6s, and you'll get success depending on how many 1s and 6s you get, and it's exploding 6s, so it's pretty fast and furious, and very much for cinematic kind of play. There is scripting dice, so as has just happened, every so often the players can take a bit of control of the game if it's looking horribly wrong.
Nice.
I think we only lost one arm and one player, well, not player, adventurer.
That's taking it a bit extreme.
So yes, 3.5 of the party survived.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good.
So you said new developments, oh, really?
Yeah, we've got a couple of things in the pipeline. We're looking probably kickstartering for Dark Streets. We'd like to do a global campaign. We think it's sort of time of 7 Years' War. I don't want to give too many spoilers about what kind of things might be in there, but yeah, a globe-spanning campaign for that.
Nice.
And then we've got another game entirely, which again is based on the Renaissance system, Pirates and Dragons. And it's going to be a pure kind of fantasy Caribbean, but it's not the Caribbean, it's a fantasy world.
Yeah.
And it's going to have, it's much bigger than the Caribbean. There's the Storm Circle, which is a kind of chaos seas where you would be wise not to sail in there, but someone's going to want to. Lots and lots of small islands, some of which are controlled by dragons. Who rule dragon tribes and who have necromancy kind of magic and therefore undead, and think Ray Harryhausen, swashbuckly kind of stuff. And there's also the Europans, who are based loosely on European cultures. But we've got the Hispanians, who very much kind of going for the conquistador sort of feel. But we're not tying it to a time, it's a fantasy world. You've also got the Gauls, who have a republic, and yeah, the Albionics, and the Batavians, who have got lots of cool tech. And so yes, and the Albionics have got their dragon hunting frigates, and the dragons are not...
to be trifled with, maybe?
Not to be trifled with. Yeah, particularly not the old ones. And they're, yeah, so that's what we're working on at the moment. And there's islanders as well. So some of the islands have got kind of island tribes who, you know, benign sort of spirit magic, whereas the dragon tribes haven't got benign magic. But yeah, so that's kind of where, you know, and that's coming along really well. I'm really pleased with that. Some great art being produced for it. Mandem, who were involved with the Airship Pirates project, of doing us a lovely cover. And Gary Buckland, who does a lot of our Clock and Chivalry covers, has been involved, and Tim Rigby, and so it's all coming together rather nicely.
Excellent.
Again, we're looking at Kickstarter. We'd really like it to be big, full colour, glossy maps, and lots of yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so if people want to find out more about yourself, maybe see some of your other works, and of course, I guess there'll be links on there as well to where to buy it as well. Absolutely.
All of our products should be available in hard copy in friendly local game stores, and I noticed Black Lion here are carrying some of it, so you know there's there. You can go onto our website, which is www.clockworkandchivalry.co.uk. And that will give links to all of our products and update people who have, you know, news. Cubicle 7 carry their stuff, so go to Cubicle 7 shop, and also you could well, there's plenty of places to buy games. Drive through, do PDFs. All our stuff's available on PDF. So yeah, there's plenty there. There's a Dark Streets adventure that we've just done, Hellfire, which isn't out in print form yet, but that's already available as PDF.
Excellent.
And I've got a novel out as well, which it's as an electronic issue last week, and will be out in print form, published by Delta 14, and that will be out in a few weeks. It's at the printers.
Awesome.
Everything's at the printers.
Come on, Peter.
There's a whole bundle of stuff that isn't.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Peter.
Thank you, and thank you very much for, it's been a brilliant convention. And yeah, great.